Hello, welcome to this flow designed primarily to stretch your hips and your legs. For this one you might need a belt, you might also need a brick or a little cushion or blanket. We'll start lying down. Start lying down with your feet flat and your knees up towards the ceiling. And take a few breaths here, pausing at the beginning of this practice to notice how you are feeling, to acknowledging how you are feeling. Notice the rise and the fall of your breath. And then notice how you are resting in this posture. Perhaps it feels comfortable, or perhaps you can sense in your body a slight discomfort somewhere. And if that's the case, use your breath to, as you inhale, send the air to that particular area, and as you exhale, to release away the air and perhaps some of the tension, or at least to bring the awareness into that part of your body. So you know during your practice to listen to the feedback and only go as far as you feel is comfortable. When you're ready to bring one knee in towards the chest, the other knee in, holding either the shin, behind the thigh, on the knees. And you're going to hug those knees in, simply to release the lower back a little bit. Perhaps moving from side to side, or back and forth. Perhaps taking those rotation into the lower back, in one direction and into the other direction. And then from this, you're going to release the right foot flat to the floor and extend the left leg up towards the ceiling. Take the hands behind the thigh. If you can't quite reach there, then use your belt. And you're going to rub the back of the leg to start with. And then maybe take some ankle rotations as you still rub, although it's a little bit like rubbing your head and patting your belly, or whichever way that goes around. Sometimes it's a little difficult. Change the rotation and maybe just hold the back of the leg. I've given up on the two actions at once. Now keep your hands interlaced behind the calves so that your knuckles are sort of prominent, and you're going to bend the knee and you're going to flick your foot quite actively here. Feel free to move the hands higher and lower on the leg, and depending on when you do this and if you get a little bit of tightness in the calves, this might just release a little bit of that tightness. Good. And then you're going to extend and stretch the leg out towards the front of the mat. And you're going to take the right knee in towards the chest. Hug the knee for a breath or two. Slide the left hand behind the head, tucking the chin, so your head will be supported and lifted by the hands, not by the action of the head itself. Inhale, and then as you exhale, take the forehead towards the knee. Inhale all the way down, exhale, forehead towards the knee. Inhale all the way down. Exhale, forehead towards the knee. Inhale all the way down. Release, and we're going to change sides. So bring the left leg in, foot flat to the floor. This time you can extend the right leg up towards the ceiling. Use your hands behind the thigh to give it a rub. And then maybe taking those ankle rotations as well, or rotations on their own. Change direction. And then hands linked behind the thigh or the belt there. You can still now flick the foot, bend the knee, and get a little bit of movement, certainly the circulation going around the foot and around the knee, but also maybe a little bit of a calf massage. Good, and then you're going to extend the right leg forward. Rest it on the floor as you bring the left knee in towards the chest. Right hand goes behind the head. Tuck the chin as you inhale. As you exhale, the hands lift the head and you take the forehead towards the knee. Inhale, head down. Exhale, forehead to knee. Inhale, head down. Exhale, forehead to knee. And when you're ready to releasing the hand from there, releasing the left foot flat to the floor, releasing the right foot flat to the floor. So those feet are now about hip width apart. We're going to allow the soles of the feet to come together and the knees to open wide. Should this not feel comfortable, particularly onto the inner thighs, then feel free to move the knees from side to side. And whilst this is happening, feel free to stop and to come to a standstill with those legs at any point. We're going to lift the arms up above the head, interlace the fingers and press the palms away to get a stretch, perhaps into the arms, into the wrists. If you feel comfortable to release those arms overhead and to the floor behind you. If there's a resistance and you're bone to bone on the shoulders, it's pointless trying to hurt yourself. So you can separate the hands and take the arms out into shoulder height. However, if you take your hands back and the hands are hovering off the floor, yet this feels very comfortable, then feel free to stay there. Just get a sense of what it feels like in your body. If it's anything else than comfortable and sensing a stretch, then you come away from it. If it's more burning and feeling a pain, then you definitely come away. Lift the arms over the head, slide the hands out to the side of the hips, bring those legs together. Knees in, hug the knees, and then push the knees forward and out, and then together and in. So you're making circles in opposite direction with your knees about 3 or 4 times. Let's change direction, knees in and out and forward and together. In and out, forward and together. And again. From here, releasing the left leg down to the floor. Let's take the right shin across the thigh. Take the arms out. And then you're going to move the knees from side to side, noticing how it feels. You don't have to go all the way to the floor. This is starting to move the pelvis as well and taking a spinal twist. So make sure that this feels good. Come back to the center. Here you might find that this is enough of a stretch for the outside of the hip on the right leg and the glutes maybe. Otherwise, you can take the knee in towards the chest, slide the hands behind the thigh. If you cannot reach behind the thigh, you use your belt and you place it behind the thigh. And if your head rolls back because there's quite a lot of tightness in the body, this is where you would use your brick or your cushion to help you remain comfortably on the floor. Feel free now to lift that left leg up towards the ceiling. Observe the sensations. Then release, bend the left knee, release the left foot flat to the floor. Take the right leg down. Over to the other side. So we're going to take the left shin across the right thigh, arms out of the way, so that we can then move the knees from side to side. They go to the right, they go to the left. And you take this a few times. May not even go along the breath. We might be going a little bit faster than the breath itself here. And then you come back to the center when you are ready. You may decide to stay here for the next few breaths. You may take the right knee in towards the chest and slide the hands behind to then lift the right leg up towards the ceiling, making sure that the head is relaxed, that the shoulders are somewhat relaxed because your hands are holding the back of a leg. Remember your options of the brick and belt. Then bend the right knee, release the right foot flat to the floor, release the left foot flat to the floor, extend the legs one by one, lift the arms overhead, make yourself long, 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 and then imagine you're walking on the spots. You're going to extend the left leg forward and the left arm back, so that will shrink your right side slightly, or at least it'll feel like it. And then we'll change sides, so the right arm and leg extend, and you're going to do this from side to side, just giving yourself a long or an elongation in the front and the back of the body. Come back to the center, bring the feet flat into the floor, bring the arms back to the side of the body, knees in towards the chest, tuck the chin, forehead towards the knees. Release, head down, feet down, and we'll come into some dynamic bridges here. So slide or have the hands to the side of the body. Inhale, lengthen the tailbone, press down, lift as you exhale. Perhaps the arms come with you, but certainly you lift the thighs, the belly, the ribs. Stay as you inhale. Release arms and spine as you exhale. Let's take this another 3 times. So inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lift. Arms are optional. Inhale, stay. Exhale, release. Again, inhale, lengthen. So you flatten your lower back down. Exhale, you lift. Imagine you're floating your pubic bone up towards the ceiling. Inhale, you stay. Exhale, you release. One last time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lift. Inhale, stay. Exhale, release. Well done. Knees in towards the chest. Start to rock back and forth. So tuck the chin, move those feet. Let's do this a few times because it's good for your spine and it's good for your soul to find your inner child having fun here. And then if this is not for you, however, you're going to roll over onto your side, and whichever way we've made it up, we're going to be cross-legged, sat comfortably on our bottom. Maybe you need a little support underneath your sitting bones with the help of a cushion or a brick. Equally, you do not have to have your legs crossed. You could have the legs extended in front of you, whatever feels more accessible and comfortable for you. Let's take the shoulders right up towards the ears, tuck the chin towards the chest. Inhale, half a circle. Exhale, complete your circle. Again. Start in the other direction, this time over. As you inhale, starting in the other direction. As you exhale, you complete your circle once more. Bring the gaze back to the top. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Take the left hand to the side of the hip. Take the right arm out, turn the palm up, and come to a side bend here, keeping the right sitting bone down onto the floor. Inhale back through towards the center, release the right hand to the side of the right hip. Left palm comes up, and we lift. And we come to a C shape. Come back up through towards the center. This time we're going to take the opposite crossing of the legs. We're going to inhale and lift the chest. And then as we exhale, come forward. Nothing prevents you from having the legs a little further forward or out with the knees bent, coming forward. Gaze up towards those hands, walk the arms out towards the outside of the left leg and release yourself down. Gaze back up through to the center. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, over to the other side. Inhale, look towards your hands. Exhale, come back through towards the center, slowly uncurling yourselves back up. Right hand to the inside of the right knee, sliding alongside the arms, you're opening up. Looking towards the back wall or whatever you have behind you. Opening into the chest. Then come back this time to slide the left hand inside the left knee, right arm comes across, opening up gently. Shoulders away from the ears. And then come back through towards the center. We'll come onto our shins and stretch our toes. We don't stretch our toes enough. Unless you have broken toes, you can do this. You could be up onto your shins if that's too much to press the toes back, or you can be sat down here and take a couple of breaths. And a couple more, if you can bear it. This time, let's come into our child's posture. So once we release the toes, take the legs back, sit back onto your heels, forehead down towards the floor. Let's press onto those shins. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, slide the hands forward into your puppy posture, bum above the knees, stretching into the chest. You could also do this on your forearms if that's too strong for the pectorals. Inhale, hands under the shoulders, you look up. Exhale, you round into your spine. Inhale, you look up. Exhale, you go back into your child's posture. Inhale, lift up. Exhale into puppy. Inhale, slide the hands under the shoulders and look up. Exhale, round. Inhale, look up. Exhale, child. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round. Inhale, look up. Exhale, child. One last time. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, releasing yourself forward into puppy. Back into your cow when you look up and you drop the belly. Exhale, you round into your cat. You're back into your cow. And then you're back into your child's posture. This time, slide the hands forward and bring yourself back onto the hands and knees. You're going to tuck the toes and come down, or up rather, into a down dog. So you can bend the knees, push the hands away from you, so you stretch again into the back. And then you can keep those knees bent, or you can start to stretch one heel after the other. Or to stay still, maybe. At this point, if you'd like to come back onto your hands and knees, all the postures we're about to do can also be done onto the knees. You're going to lift the right leg up towards the ceiling into your 3-legged dog. If you're onto the hands and knees, the right leg lifts back. Then we'll release the right leg down. We'll do this with the left leg. Lift the left leg into your 3-legged dog. And release. Lift the right leg again. This time you're going to bend the knee and open the knee out to the side as if you wanted to kick your left buttock with your right heel. Sometimes I like to call this one the pee-pee dog, the dog having a wee. And then you're going to release the right leg down. Let's do this on the left leg. I'll show you onto the hands and knees. You can lift the left leg from your down dog or hands and knees, bend the knee, open the leg out to the side so the right heel comes towards the left heel comes towards the right buttock. Then we're going to release the leg down towards the floor. Now everyone down to their knees and sit back into your heels, into a child's posture, resting the arms. Take another breath here. You're coming back to your down dog or your hands and knees. Lift the right leg up, open it out to the side, and this time, however, you're going to bring it forward. So you bring it all the way to the front. Struggling to take it to the front, release the back knee down and take the leg to the front, because here we are all releasing the knee down to the floor. Keep the left hand under the shoulder, take the right arm behind you and open up to the side. Now for my body, for my hips, I prefer to open the leg out to the side so I'm not compressed, and I can take the heart opening and the chest opening a little bit more wider, a little bit longer. Now, the right arm comes over the head, you walk the foot back in line under the knee, tuck the foot, take the front leg back into a down dog or into your hands and knees. Over to the left side. Inhale, lift the left leg into your three-legged dog. Then you open the leg out to the side as you exhale. Inhale, come all the way to the front with the foot. Release the right knee down to the floor. Right hand under the shoulder. Left arm opens back and behind you. Maybe you need to move the leg a little bit so that you have more twist and back bend into your back. And then release the top hand over the head and down as you walk the left foot under your face. Tuck the back foot, the front leg goes back into a down dog or hands and knees. Lift the right leg up towards the ceiling. Open out to the side. And again, let's come back to a lunge. This time, if it's comfortable for you, try to keep the left knee lifted up off the floor as you make your way into a high lunge. Relax the shoulders. 'Tis the season, so we are going to wrap ourselves up into a little parcel. You're going to take the right arm behind you, hinge forward, and then wrap the left arm around the right thigh. Perhaps the knee to the floor if balancing is a little iffy here. Take a couple of breaths. Then unravel yourself all the way back up. Release the hands down. Front leg goes back into a down dog. Left leg lifts. You open out to the side. And then you come forward into a high or low lunge. Lift the arms. And then left hand behind you, right arm comes across as you hug the left thigh and you turn your torso and your gaze towards the left side. Inhale, arms up. This time, arms down, slide the back leg all the way to the front. Find yourself into Uttanasana, your standing forward bend. Some people like to have the legs wider. Some people like to have the legs together. Some people like to have the hands to the floor, to the shins, to a brick. Some like to hold the elbows. So have a little play here, have a little realization of what feels right for you, a little inquiry if you like. And then slowly you're going to bend the knees, sweep the floor, inhale and come all the way back up. Hands in towards the chest. Release the arms out to the side. We'll come to taking the weight onto the right leg and come up onto the toes of the left foot. Open the knee out to the side, slide the leg wherever feels comfortable on the other leg as if they were magnets. Inhale, lift the arms all the way up, then release them back in towards the chest. So here we're coming to, however wobbly, a little tree. Finding your tree. We're going to put a little star on top of our tree. So bend your supporting knee, open the arms out to the side and open the leg out to the side. Feeling like the balance not quite here, just release the foot to the floor. From here, we're going to pivot, so we're going to swing the left leg back, bring ourselves forward. You can keep your arms out to shoulder height. You can keep your arms to the side of the body, or you can take them forward into any variation of the warrior three. Nothing prevents you from having that foot to the floor as well, the left foot. And then if you can, you're going to bend the supporting knee and make your way back as if nothing had happened into your tree. Well done. You might be thinking, well done for what? I wibbled wobble all over the place. But now that you know where we're going, we can do this on the other side. So from here, weight onto the left leg. Come up onto the toes of the right foot, open out, and then make yourself secure. Remember that if you're around the knee, you're pressing the heel above the knee joint, not into the joint. Inhale, arms up. Exhale into Samastiti, equal side hands. Bend the supporting knee, open out into your star. And then here, as we swivel, you're going to bring the right hip down, the torso down. Remember, you could have the front knee slightly bent and the toes to the floor and the arms to the side. Any variation is good. And bend that supporting knee once more. Come back up into your tree. Wibble, wobble, wibble, tree. And release. Phew, well done. Who held their breath? I might have done a little bit. So be mindful of this, particularly as we tackle something quite similar again. You can always come back to the options that we've just done, which is your tree, to your star, to your warrior three. For some people, having a brick at the top of the mat for spotting might be helpful for this one. So have it here. I'll be shifting a little bit, but you might still be able to do it while staying where you are on your mat. Taking the weight onto the right leg, come up onto the toes of the left leg and open out to the side. Inhale and then come back into that tree. This time we're going to bend the knee and then kick the left leg forward as we take the left arm, palm facing up, index finger and thumb tip together. Right arm lifts up, turns away, so that the palm again is facing up above the head, index finger and thumb tip together. Bend the knee. The posture of the Lord Shiva, who was the Lord of dance. And then from this, you can open out into your star. And they're swiveling to the side to open yourself up. And I've completely misjudged where my brick should be, because it should be underneath my front hand here. So essentially, as you come out and you open up into your half moon, you might want to have your hand to the brick to then be able to push the leg back and open up. Good. You're going to bend the front knee, release the leg down and come into a warrior two. Hands to the hips. Come back to the center. Well done. One more side to go. This time taking the weight onto the left leg, come up onto the toes of the right leg. Open the knee out to the side. Inhale, lift the leg, release the hands down into the hips, into the chest. And then you're going to kick your leg forward, bend that supporting knee. Right arm, index and thumb tip together, left arm above. Shoulders away from the ears. Bend that supporting knee any amount. And then opening out into your star. And if you'd like to, you can swivel so that you'll find yourself into your half moon. Keep pushing onto that standing foot and pushing the back leg back. And if you lose your balance, try it again. It's okay. Then bend the front knee, release the leg back, arms out to shoulder height in the warrior two stance. Hands to the hips, slide the back leg all the way to the front. Well done. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale in towards the chest. If you can here, you're going to open the knees out and come down. So here, some people might want to have their feet a little wider, but you'll certainly, as you come down, come up onto the toes, because having the feet together will push the knees out. We're not staying here very long. If you can, you take the upper arms into the thighs, and you can release your hands down to the floor, taking a nice groin stretch here. Hands behind you. Release yourself down into the floor. We'll take the right knee in and then the right knee out. Take the right arm behind you, lift the left arm and come up. Stay here for a couple of breaths. Come back through to the floor with that knee up. We're now going to extend the right leg forward, take the left knee up, open it out to the side, left arm behind you, right arm comes up. And release yourself all the way down. Come back through towards the center. Slide the feet in towards the chest. Bring the bottom towards the heels. One forearm, the other forearm all the way down to the floor now. Feet pressed. Hands to the side of the body. Inhale, lengthen the tailbone. Exhale, press on those feet and come up into your bridge. Feel free to take any variation of your bridge that feels comfortable for you. Coming up and down as you breathe, or remaining where you are, rolling the shoulders under. Maybe interlacing the fingers or reaching towards the heels. Some people like to hold the back of the hips by pressing the upper arms down and lifting their hands to being underneath their body if they've got the flexibility in their spine. Then release yourself down, so maybe the shoulders, the arms uninterlace. Release the upper back, the middle back, the lower back, and the buttocks. Take the feet wide and allow the knees to knock in towards one another, and stay here for a few breaths. And then you can separate your knees to then bring the toes and the heels and the knees together. Take the right leg over the left leg. Take the arms out of the way, maybe to shoulder height or wherever feels comfortable, and allow the knees to roll over towards the left. Should this feel uncomfortable, particularly around the hips or the knees, then don't take the crossing, just have the toes and heels and knees together and roll over to the left. Wherever you are into your legs being crossed or the legs on top of one another, feel free to slide the legs higher up or lower down. Maybe you can gaze over towards the right arm. Bring the gaze to the center. Slowly roll the knees back through to the center. Recenter yourself, so when you uncross the legs, you might need to press the feet down, bring the torso to the center, have a little wiggle if it feels good. I always love a wiggle, it makes me feel very good. Toes and heels and knees together, take the left knee over the right leg. And then allow the knees to roll over towards the right. Remember the options, take them if need be. Once you're comfortably released onto your right side, then why not take the gaze over towards the left? Bring the nose back through towards the center, then the knees. And unravel the knees, bring yourself back. Lift your bottom. Bring yourself into a comfortable position here. Maybe the arms to the side of the body, perhaps you extend the legs or you keep your feet flat and your knees up. As you come into your relaxation, ensure that you are able to let go on the floor. And perhaps good to check that from the back of the head to the shoulders, the upper back, the middle back, the lower back, the arms, all released, all soft. The pelvis resting as evenly as can be. The legs turning out to their natural opening. Gently bring the awareness back into your breath. Starting to make the breath a little longer as you wiggle your toes. Opening and closing the ankles. Then sliding one foot close to your bottom, the other foot close to the bottom. Perhaps a little sway of the knees from side to side as you take movement into your fingers. into your wrists, bending the elbows, taking the arms overhead, and then eventually rolling yourself over onto one side, curled up into a ball, supporting your head, opening your eyes, pressing the top hand down to the floor, making your way back up to a comfortable seated posture. Let's take 3 awakening breaths together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale loudly through the mouth. One more breath. Release the thumbs to the forehead for kind thoughts, to the lips for kind words, and to the heart for kind actions. I salute you. Namaste.